What's up, you guys? It's me.
That's her catchphrase.
Viney,
I like it.
Marino, and in front of me is. Oh, welcome into the pre-show before the free show.
Thank you.
The proper
Hi, guys.
introduction.
I'm Greg, and that's Mallory. And Mallory is here because the first week of NCAA basketball is in the books, and we need a bracketology update.
There's no play more exciting in sports than the classic buzzer beating.
It's time for a bracketology update with Mallory Hartley.
I kind of want to.
We saw a
roll it
couple
one more
of those air
time.
balls this weekend.
Mal, how's your bracket?
I
First of all, let's celebrate. Michigan State's in the Sweet
Sweet 16.
Like
Yeah.
I told you they would be.
Yeah, the Louisville game kind of scared me a little bit. We had a comfortable lead pretty much the entire time. I think we looked pretty good.
There's another level though.
I'm just very pessimistic about my team. I get it
Yeah,
from my dad, and
I
I just
told you,
never want to.
I walked up to Mallory Hartley on the last Monday, and I walked up to you and I said, "Oh, they're going to the Sweet 16," and you're like, "No, absolutely,
We're gonna
not.
lose in the round of 64 to
We're
North Dakota
We're
State.
losing North Dakota State. They're actually super good." And you're like,
No.
whatever.
No, we actually look pretty good. Jeremy Fears, our point guard, Powers' favorite player, by the way. He wanted me to mention that, is on fire.
Hank Tepper went 26-6 in the first round.
That is so good.
He kind of got ripped. He picked High Point. He picked a lot of the upsets.
I picked High Point.
You did pick High Point.
The teams that let him down were Mizzou because, but then he got ripped to shreds in the Sweet 16 or in the
Round of
he's only
32.
He's only got 9 of the 16 in the Sweet 16. I think we do need to have a follow-up Friday here on the official team with Tepper and Mallory. We bought Tennessee State shirts, and we were so excited. Oh my gosh, we were so hyped up for that Tennessee State Iowa State game. Like, I think I had convinced myself that they were going to do it.
I think I did too. Not watching a single Tennessee State game all year,
No.
but I was convinced
I was
that
like,
they were going
they're
to make
gonna do it.
to the
They're
second
gonna
round.
stun the world.
Yeah.
Now, I want it to be noted, they did lead the game 1-0.
Was that their only lead in the entire game?
Yes.
Yeah, that's right.
Because then they lost by like 40.
Yeah, that might have been the biggest point deficit in the whole
It
tournament.
was a
so
tough
far.
watch, too.
Yeah,
Like,
it was.
Tennessee, I'll just say this. We love our boys, the Tigers, but the moment felt like it was too big for them.
Yeah, and it didn't help that Iowa State just looked awesome.
Iowa State, scored like 108 points or something.
Yeah, it didn't
yeah.
help. But it was fun to watch them. It was fun to adopt them as our team, the 2026 team.
Well, look, last year we took Alabama State. This year we took Tennessee State. That was a 16, now a 15. Next year, we get a 14.
Question, does it have to end with state?
No, nor does it have to be an HBCU.
Okay,
Like, we
fair.
just happened to have picked two. I legit did not know that Tennessee State was an HBCU after.
Till
like,
after the
I
show.
knew, I knew Alabama State was from, are they from the SWAC? I think they're in the SWAC.
Yeah.
Anyway, I did not know that. Okay. Now, who is your biggest surprise to be in the Sweet 16?
I think I got to. Okay. I'm between two. I think the fair. If you're going to go based off seeding, I think Texas is pretty shocking because they
They were in the first four.
were in the first four. They won their play-in game, right? And then to see them as an 11th seed in the Sweet 16 is probably pretty shocking.
They're the only team that has won 3 NCAA tournament games right now.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. And I think that out of Texas teams specifically, I don't think anybody had Texas Tech exiting before Texas in the NCAA tournament.
Pretty surprising.
The other one, those mighty Iowa Hawkeyes, man.
Big 10, big time.
They take down number 1 seed Florida last night to claim their spot in the Sweet 16 for the first time since 1999. And then they take on their rivals, Nebraska, who has never been to the Sweet 16.
Wow.
I am so, besides Michigan State and UConn, which I think will be a fantastic game, my eyes are going to go to Iowa, Nebraska.
Is Kirk Ferentz going to coach Iowa?
I hope so. The best tweet, and I sent it to you last night.
Oh, yeah.
The best tweet to come out about this matchup was, okay, so a Miami of Ohio fan tweeted this before Iowa upset Florida. And it says, if Iowa beats Florida tonight, the Nebraska versus Iowa has to start with a ceremonial punt before tip-off. And I thought that was the best tweet to come out of this weekend. I even retweeted it.
Okay, who did you have winning the tournament?
Michigan.
Michigan.
And I still feel very, very good about that.
I will give you one opportunity.
Solid.
Okay,
they've won both of their first round, the first and second round games by like 20 plus. So I feel very confident.
So you feel good with that?
Yes.
Okay.
Feel very confident.
She's Mallory Hartley. She's our chief bracketologist. She's going to be diving into the numbers, I presume. Follow her on Twitter. What is it? Mallory Hartley?
At Mallory Hartley, something like that.
Follow her on Twitter. Thanks, Mal.
Thanks for having me on.
Hit the theme expert.
Thanks, Mal.
Yes, y'all. From the Dave Campbell's Texas Football Mothership here in beautiful Lewisville, Texas. It is Texas Football Today, a show where the producer lies to the guy talking into the microphone about what camera she's going to come out on. She literally gets in my ear. She's like, I'm going to come on the one shot. And then suddenly I'm like, yeah. My name's Greg Tepper. I'm the editor-in-chief.
There's extra steps.
The editor-in-chief of Dave Campbell's Texas Football Magazine and TexasFootball.com. Thank you for spending part of your day with us, whether you're watching us live at TexasFootball.com, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, or you're listening to us on the podcast, which you can subscribe to on the podcast vendor of your choice. Either way, thank you for doing your part to support your local mediocre internet show. I am sitting over there at the helm today. Fading in. She's our friend Vienna Moreno. Hi, Vienna.
Hi, guys. Listen, there's extra steps. It's a complicated wheel back here that I'm turning, okay? You don't see it.
Today is Monday, March 23rd, 2026, a mere 248 days till Thanksgiving, under 250 days. What are you doing to prepare for the best day of the year? Happy birthday. I have to say this or I get fired. Happy birthday to Brooke Miller.
Yeah.
Happy belated birthday to Brooke Miller. Brooke Miller is the light of our lives. She is the wind beneath our wings, and we would never, ever do anything to harm her. I think I read that right.
Yes.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Thank you, Brooke Miller, for everything that you do. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Brooke.
It's episode 1920 something, I think. On today's show, folks, I'm about to hear about this. On today's show, folks, big show. We got headlines from across the state of Texas, including a couple of rather surprising coaching changes I didn't see coming. We'll talk about that. And then back out the show, we're going to be joined by a guy who is a new coach. Head coach of the Beeville Jones Trojans. Coach CJ Rivera will join us. He is most recently the former offensive coordinator for Sinton. But a guy who knows his way around ball. We will talk to CJ Rivera, head coach of the Beeville Jones Trojan, coming up here at the back half of the show. His name, by the way, is Candelario J. Rivera, which is just a dope name. It's a very, very dope name. Do we have first word through the door?
We do. We have Tony Blaylock and Cameron. Hey, guys.
Hi, guys. We appreciate you spending a little bit of your day with us. All righty. Let's get to some headlines from across the state of Texas, and we will start with news from a good friend of ours. What the heck, Ron Rittiman? Alamo Heights head coach Ron Rittiman, friend of the show, friend of the program, friend of Dave Campbell's Texas Football, has announced his retirement. Alamo Heights is open because Ron Rittiman has retired. And this, okay, I won't say, I don't want to say it's not a surprise, but this is certainly the end of an era. Okay, Alamo Heights has been an absolute powerhouse under the tutelage of Ron Rittiman. He has done an unbelievable job turning them into arguably the most consistent team in San Antonio. The most consistent team in San Antonio. They have been exceptional. Go look at the Dave Campbell's Texas Football 6-year program rankings, and you will see just how good they have been. Prior to becoming a head coach, he started the program at San Antonio Johnson. He's a guy who learned under Jim Streety, another San Antonio legend. This guy in 18 seasons at Johnson and Alamo Heights won 141-69, including leading Johnson to a state semifinal appearance in 2013 and then regional final appearances at Alamo Heights 2021 and most recently here in 2025. Also, just a good buddy of ours. I know Vianney, you're real tight with the Rittemans, right?
Yes. I love them so much.
Yes.
They always welcome us.
Miss Patty?
Yes. We love them very, very
The
much.
boss? The real boss of that family?
They always welcome us with open arms whenever we go over to the Hill Country Coaching Clinic.
I will just say this, and Matt Stepp's got a hot board up for this job because this is a big job. I think this is a pretty significant job there in San Antonio, and there are going to be some big names attached to it. Keep an eye on this job. Alamo Heights is a highly, highly sought-after job for a lot of reasons. A lot of talent, obviously. I think Coach Ritteman will tell you that, coaches are as good as the players they put on the field. A lot of talent. And also, a lot of good resources, good staff, good facilities. Alamo Heights is a good job. Keep an eye on this job. We're going to be watching it. This is one of the biggest jobs there in San Antonio has come open as Ron Ritteman has announced his retirement. Congratulations to Coach Ritteman. Elsewhere, and this came down today, this morning, and I got to be honest, it kind of surprised me. Sherman is looking for a new head coach. Josh Ailman has been reassigned after 3 seasons. Ailman is a Sherman alum. They struggled a little bit, went 8-21 in his 3 seasons at the helm, but they are looking for a new head coach. It's really interesting because now Sherman and Denison, both sides of the Battle of the Axe, are looking for a new head coach. I wonder the last time that happened. I would need to look that up. But one thing to watch here, in my estimation, they are moving to a new on-campus football stadium in September. They've been playing it in downtown Sherman, that stadium right on 35 since 1940. I think this is going to be a very competitive job. And also, I know they historically do like hiring Sherman guys. They like hiring close to home, not maybe close to home, but guys who know the program. So Sherman alums, people connected to the program previously, keep an eye on that. But Sherman is looking for a head coach as Josh Ailman has been reassigned after 3 years. Another hire, this one coming down, again, connected to San Antonio. Big San Antonio energy today. And that is that the Woodlands College Park has found their replacement. You may remember that the Woodlands College Park has been looking for a head coach since Kyle Coates took the job at Atascocita. And now they have gone and hired Michael Burrow to be the next head coach. Michael Burrow is most recently the San Antonio Johnson offensive coordinator. And he is a guy who has been the last 4 years as the offensive coordinator under T.P. Miller, our friend T.P. Miller down there at San Antonio Johnson. Burrow's a Brenham native. He coached under Glenn West, who's the assistant executive director of the THSCA right now. And I am very interested to see how this works. This feels like it's very interesting that they go from a defensive guy in Kyle Coates to an offensive guy in Michael Burrow. But I will just say this does feel like it's in the same vein. This is the Kyle Coates hire at College Park was very much highly sought after, highly experienced, highly known, big winning coordinator. Give them the head coaching job. This feels like it's the same thing with Michael Burrow, now formerly the San Antonio Johnson offensive coordinator, now the new head coach at the Woodlands College Park. Savvy hire for them there. Elsewhere, Del Rio is looking for a new head coach. Del Rio is looking for a new head coach. Fiacro Ramirez has departed after, I believe it was 3 seasons. You can find all these on TexasFootball.com. But Del Rio, he went 3 seasons, went just 5-25. Del Rio is a really interesting 6A job. If you know where Del Rio is geographically, they are kind of in that mix where they could go a variety of different ways. They end up going in realignment over to play San Antonio area teams. But Del Rio is a team to keep an eye on. Fiaco Ramirez was most recently their head coach for the last 3 seasons. He departs after 3 years. So keep an eye on Del Rio, another big-time job opening, a 6A job opening. By the way, Steph put it out there, I think we got 144 openings. One opening that has closed is Vernon. Vernon has promoted their defensive coordinator, Brock Payne. You may remember that they were looking for a new head coach after Kevin Sherrill left to go take over at Blooming Grove. He led them for 5 seasons, led them to the regional semifinals in 2024 and 2025. Again, when a program is going good, keep it in-house. Vernon didn't overthink this. They promote their defensive coordinator, Brock Payne, then to be the new head coach. I think that's a really savvy move. This is a program that's going well. Last 2 years, they've been in the regional semifinals. They've been playing on Thanksgiving. Brock Payne knows the program. He knows what's expected there. He knows the expectation, and the players know him. I think this is a really, really smart move there. And then finally, I want to make sure we bring this up. Pearsall has made a hire. Pearsall has hired San Antonio Holmes defensive coordinator Steve Hernandez, to be their next head coach. Trying to read too many things at once. Ruben De Leon stepped down after 4 years, leading the Mavericks to 4 consecutive playoff seasons there, but they have found their new head coach. Most recently, the San Antonio Holmes defensive coordinator, Steve Hernandez, will be the next head coach there at Pearsall. You can find all of the coaching changes at TexasFootball.com. That is where you can find every one of the 144 UIL 11-man coaching changes across the state of Texas. If you talk with a high school football coach this week, they are probably annoyed with me because this is deadline week for the questionnaire. We've got to track down every questionnaire in the state, every school in the state. So they might be tired of talking to me, hearing from me. But don't let them know that you watch this show. They'll work out better that way. We are Texas Football Today. We're here Mondays and Thursdays on TexasFootball.com, talking football in the Lone Star State. You can follow us on Twitter at DCTF, like us on Facebook, Facebook.com/Dave Campbell's. Follow us on Instagram, Instagram.com/Dave Campbell's, and of course, see us at TexasFootball.com. Hey, you. I want to tell you, yes, you, to go to TexasFootball.com/subscribe. That's where you can become a Dave Campbell's Texas Football subscriber. Get the 2026 summer edition of Dave Campbell's Texas Football mailed to you before it hits newsstands. The magazine that we're working on right now, the one you want, the one you know us for. TexasFootball.com/subscribe. We will mail it to you before it hits newsstands. I will also tell you this, and I shouldn't be telling you this, but I'm telling you this. There's a good chance that the rate of subscription goes up starting in a couple months from now. So lock it in. Lock in the savings. TexasFootball.com/subscribe. Coming up here after the break, we're going to be joined by the new head coach of the Beeville Jones Trojans. Coach CJ Rivera will join us, but first a word from these valued partners.
Pour some sunshine with new First Light Community Coffee's first ever light roast. This blend has notes of honey and brown sugar that will brighten any part of your day. Try First Light now at communitycoffee.com.
Hello, Candace.
Not you again.
Me again. Remember our last oil change? Your boyfriend said he knew a guy who knew a guy. None of those guys knew what they were doing, including you, Todd.
Silence your oil change anxiety at Valvoline Instant Oil Change, where you can watch our experts change your oil right from your car.
Thanks for coming in.
And finish in about 15 minutes. Valvoline. Service you can see, experts you can trust.
Friday night football is here, and Hometown is trusted by thousands of schools across the nation to make game days effortless. Sell tickets online, easily scan them at the gate, track sales in real time, and keep your community connected with a free athletic website. Make every game a Hometown game. Visit hometown.com to learn more.
Every legend starts with a vision. For Dave Campbell, that vision was clear. Tell the story of Texas football like never before. In 1960, he built something no one had before, a magazine that became the Bible of Texas football. Coaches, players, and fans didn't just read it, they lived by it. His words shaped the game. His vision built a legacy. And his name? It will always be written in the story of Texas football. Dave Campbell's Texas Football, where legends begin.
Back here at Texas Football Today, I am Greg. That is VNA. And VNA, let's go to the hotline. We are pleased to be joined by the new head coach of the Beeville Jones Trojans. We're pleased to be joined by Coach CJ Rivera. Coach, how are you?
Hey, doing well. How you doing, Greg? I hope everything's going well over there.
We appreciate you taking some time for us. I want to ask you first and foremost. You know, we saw the press release, or the press conference where you were introduced, and all these people saying nice things about why you should be the new head coach of the Beeville Jones Trojans. I want to take that question and kind of flip it on its head. Why was Jones the right move for you?
Honestly, it felt right. It was a great place. We played them in the past when I was at Sinton, and I saw what kind of kids they had, and I thought we would be a great fit together, and they have a great community.
So this is obviously taking over a program there. You were most recently the offensive coordinator there of the Sinton Pirates. You learned under the notoriously low-key Mike Troutman there at Sinton. I want to ask you, because we hear from coaches all the time, what are that coaches are just a combination, and they take things from all the coaches they coach with. What are you going to take from Coach Troutman that you're going to bring with you to Beeville Jones?
Hopefully his energy, and definitely his core values. We are a lot alike, but really his energy and what he brings to the community and the players.
Talking with CJ Rivera, the head coach of the Beeville Jones Trojans here on Texas Football Today. Get involved in the conversation at #TF Today. All right, Coach, you've been on the job for a little bit now. I want to ask you about when you first met your guys, when you first took the job and addressed them as their head coach. What was your message to them as you kind of addressed them for the first time?
The biggest thing I told them is that we're going to fix our character. We are definitely going to be a tough, hard-nosed football team, and we're going to do things right. And we're going to get this community involved in the direction we're headed, which is obviously has to be up. I understand. We need to fix our program, and it's going to start from the ground up.
For fans of the Trojans who are watching right now, what kind of brand of football should they expect in the fall? What should be the expectation when they're watching and walking in to watch their Trojans this fall?
Well, it's going to sound kind of familiar because I know Coach Troutman says the same thing, but we're going to be a hard-nosed football team. We're going to be tough. When adversity hits us in the face, we're going to get up and go right back at it, because you can't lay down when things get hard.
Talking with CJ Rivera, the head coach of the Beeville Jones Trojans here on Texas Football Today. Get involved in the conversation at #TF Today. Okay, so Coach, I do want to talk about your team that you're inheriting. Last year, a tough year for them, 1-9. I think you maybe take a look at them, and they were probably closer and on the wrong end of a couple close games last year. When you take a look at the roster that you're bringing back and that you're inheriting, I'm curious what has you most excited about these guys.
That they're buying into what we're doing. They are excited. They want a change. They want the culture to change. I sat down and talked to my seniors, and that's what they want. They want to be motivated, and it got me excited, even more excited about being part of this program and sending these kids in the right direction.
And then, Coach, I do have to ask you a little bit about, you get on the job, and then suddenly the realignment rolls around. So a lot of change all at once. When you take a look at overall your draw there in District 15 4A Division 1, I'm curious from your perspective what you see.
Well, what I see is that we have a lot of good coaches in our district. I see we have a lot of good kids. I've coached against a lot of these guys already, a lot of these coaches, and I understand what the programs bring. And, it was nerve-wracking because all I was thinking about, okay, yeah, I got the job. What district are we going to be in? Are we going to be with where they were at, or we're going to come back towards the Coastal Bend? And, we got lucky, and we got a good draw, and it's going to be very competitive, and they're going to be very well coached in our district.
Final question for you, Coach. Like I said, we've heard a lot of good opinions about CJ Rivera taking over as the head coach there at Beeville Jones. But one question that I have for you is, what does one particular person, what does Lucas think of Grandpa being the new head coach of the Beeville Jones Trojans? What has he issued his opinion on this so far?
All he's told me is let's go. Because that's all he says, let's go. And he's fired up. I mean, he's a football grandkid, as well as my family. My wife's a teacher. Well, another one of my daughters is a teacher, and my little one wants to be a coach and a teacher. So he's fired up, and we're excited, most definitely, to be here. And when we go into a program, we go 100%.
And what I do have to ask for the record, what is your grandpa name?
Abuelo.
Okay. He's CJ Rivera. Lucas can call him Abuelo. You can't. You can call him Coach, head coach of the Beeville Jones Trojans. Coach, we appreciate your time. Congratulations on the gig, and looking forward to seeing your Trojans in the fall.
Thank you, and thank you for all that you do for high school sports.
Absolutely. CJ Rivera, head coach of the Beeville Jones Trojans. Thanks, Coach.
Yep.
There he goes. Head coach of the Beeville Jones Trojans. Exciting times down there. Again, they went 1-9. The record's not necessarily good, not necessarily indicative, I think, of how close they were. I also think that, realignment kind of threw them for a loop. 15-4A Division I, they're in there with the Cal Allens of the world teams. They're in the kind of the coastal bend. Cal Allen, Miller, Port Lavaca, Calhoun. It'll be tough, but I think that they are up for it. So I'm very excited to see what works out there. We appreciate CJ Rivera, Abuelo, taking over there. Let's go to Vianney Moreno for America's second favorite segment, Final Thoughts.
Oh, hey, guys.
Hi.
There I am. I'm happy to be here. Tepper, I know you're happy to be here.
I'm always happy to be here.
Oh, I'm not Coach. There I am. And, you know who I just really miss all the time?
Max Thompson.
Max Thompson, yeah. And Adam Scott.
But
more importantly,
we are pleased to be joined at the desk by the return of Ashley Pickle.
Oh, my goodness.
Hi, Ashley Pickle.
Oh, there we go.
Hi.
Hi.
They're trying to silence me. I've been gone for far too long.
What's up, homie? What's new?
I got a new spine.
You got a new spine.
So that's exciting.
People have been asking about you. I don't know why. I'm mostly disinterested in what's going on.
Well, I missed y'all. I can tell you that. No, I think a lot of people knew. I didn't say anything about it before I left, but back in December, I had to go through a pretty major back surgery.
Back in December.
Everything was successful. I've got this fun little brace on here. Hopefully that's leaving here soon. But yeah, it's been just recovering.
Yeah.
Which is a tough road to walk.
We came over, me and my wife and the boys came over to play with Ava, your cat.
Yes.
But also to see you and check you. And everything that what I've been telling people, because people have asked me, hey, how's Pickle doing? The people who know, we told people about this, but every episode somebody's first. We told people about it, and everyone's asked how you were, and everything I've been telling him is like, here's the good news. She is ahead of schedule on her recovery. The issue is that the recovery is just like really long.
It is. It's going to be about a full year-long recovery process. So, I had T2 all the way down to L2 fused.
Google that.
Means basically my entire back. I have about a 20-inch scar on my back now. It's pretty sick. I'm not
gnarly.
But I had 26 screws and 2 titanium rods put in my back. So it was a hefty one. I feel like I'm old, but I'm not that old. I'm still in my 20s. So it was a pretty big one. But yeah, all in all, it's going to be about a year-long recovery process and then some after that. But the first 3 months were destined to be the worst part of all of it. But we're getting there. Today at PT, this is a true story.
Oh.
I did the little cable row things. 20 pounds.
Let's
the cannons
go.
are back.
Let's go.
Baby.
We've
never been more back, and I mean that wholeheartedly.
This is the most back you've ever.
No, look, I'm like tall. Like I actually.
You told me you grew.
I grew 2 inches. I was already a tall woman.
Yeah.
I'm 5'9" now.
That's wild.
So yeah. Anyway, my back is very straight.
Aaron Hardigan, she's coming for you.
Yeah, it's crazy to sit
it's like
here.
3 more surgeries that she's gonna be like dunking on you.
It's crazy to sit here and look that like I can actually sit up straight and like look at like eye to eye rather than looking like a little pipsqueak. So, but yeah, no, appreciate everybody here. Manning the ship while I was out and focusing on life stuff. But I have greatly missed all of you. I mean that wholeheartedly.
Shout out to Brian, your husband, who's been who's been
godsend.
Been the
I don't know what I would do without them.
Your mom and your dad and your brother have been helping out too.
Yep. Yeah.
So it's been
just a great community of people around me.
Yeah, it's been good. You the first time I came over and saw you, you were just like really doped up.
I was on a lot of drugs, dude.
You
Painkillers for 26 screws in your back they hit different.
They were like, it was hard.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. And I think I tried to explain this to people is like, if you saw, so we don't have to get into your whole medical history, but this has been it's been a long-standing issue for you. Your back has been a long-standing issue for you. Mm-hmm. And correct me if I'm wrong, but about this time last year, in May is when something happened that just like went from like something you managed to like, oh my God, this sucks.
Yeah, I had what I got fixed was a disease called Sherman's disease. It's an adolescent spinal disease that my vertebrae basically grew in triangular rather than rectangular. So anybody that has like a big old hunchback, that's what my problem was. So we were able to fix that. But then last May, I was diagnosed with a second chronic spinal disease. That one, unfortunately, cannot be fixed by the surgery. So that's still very much waking up every day and facing that. But we decided at that point, my quality of life went way down. If you were around last football season, I was here.
Yeah, when you saw
barely.
like go back, like if you saw her, just know that every time you saw Pickle on air, she was in like an immense amount of pain.
Yeah, it was a lot. So but yeah, kind of getting diagnosed with that second disease was when we were like, all right, we gotta go. So I think it's just a good reminder that you don't always know what people are going through. So be nice. Yeah. You know, life is hard.
No, I don't agree with that.
This guy needs to go through some stuff.
I don't want to. I don't want to sign on to that. You guys can bully Pickle all you want.
Yeah, that's fair. I made this joke the other day because one of my friends was like, "You're not very like sturdy right now." I was like, I would argue I'm sturdier than all of the rest of you.
Oh my
I'm
God,
literally made of titanium.
Yeah, you're like Wonder Woman at this point.
But no, it's been a journey. We're getting back into it. I probably won't be on this program fully for a little bit longer, but I was in the office today, so I wanted to say hi. I am alive. This is proof of living.
Proof of life. Hold up today's newspaper.
Yeah, I don't have that. I have my phone. You can see that it's Monday the 23rd.
Yes, exactly. So,
this
is live. This is true, and
I'm actually here.
Well, we are glad you're back.
Thank you.
And we're glad everything went well and that you're progressing well. And yeah, mostly like thanks to Brian.
Yeah, no, seriously.
I would say the real hero in this story is Brian. Shout out, Brian.
I agree with that.
Anything else, VNA?
Shout out, Brian.
That's going to do it for us. Thanks for spending a little bit of your day with us. Follow us on Twitter at DCTF. Like us on Facebook, facebook.com/Dave Campbell's. Follow us on Instagram, instagram.com/Dave Campbell's. And, of course, see us at texasfootball.com. Oh, by the way, South Oak Cliff beat Randall in the title game.
Yeah, I missed all of that.
Thanks to CJ Rivera, head coach of the Beeville Jones Trojans, for being our guest. For VNA Moreno and Ashley Pickle, I'm Greg Tepper. We'll see you Thursday on Texas Football Today.
Bye.